Hey, this is Doc. Listen, I just got word from Awake Me Please, who is in Charleston, West Virginia. And he said that according to the Department of Water Supply, whatever you want to call the departments, they're claiming it's okay to use for showers now. They come up with a plan of, you know, flushing your system 10 minutes with hot water, 10 minutes with cold water. And then he said, read on my past two um, videos. But he also said his name. He said that they told him to run his garden hose for 5 minutes. So for 5 minutes, he said he's been pumping chemicals into the ground because it still smells. And there's reports of smells in Ohio. So they might have taken care of West Virginia in areas, but now it's heading downstream. So you with wells, you need to smell your wells. If you can smell the chemical, it's there. Okay? If you can smell it, it's there. It's just like anything else. If something smells bad, then it is bad. Okay? And if you can smell this chemical, then it's there. So those of you in Ohio that are smelling it, and those of you that are south of West Virginia, okay, you need to smell your well water. All right? Apparently, the city wasn't able to totally contain this stuff. If they could, the cities, if they could, then there would be no concern of spread into Ohio. There was some spread already into one county in Kentucky. But I'm going to tell you something about underground water. It's like a spider web. It just goes everywhere. Okay? Your well's tapped into one little vein. And if they were not able to contain it, this spill was above the water treatment plant. But it doesn't matter because you see there is an underground water system. And if they're telling everybody to drain their hose for 5 minutes, to run for 5 minutes in their backyards, where's that water going? Let me tell you where it's going. Into the underground water system. Okay? And water runs south. Runs downhill. Alright? So I want you to realize, those that are in Ohio, those that are in Tennessee, those that are in Virginia, those that are in North Carolina, you might not smell it now, but if you start smelling something funky coming from your wells, and I'm not talking about the city water, because the warnings will go to the city water companies, and they will try to filter this out. How? I have no idea what they're going to do to filter it. You know, they're praying that this stuff just kind of settles and seeps into the ground. All right, if it does that, then of course the city water supplies will be okay, but the well water supplies will not. So I want to give you a heads up. This is the doc. Listen, chemicals spread in their own unique ways. And you know how water is. Water finds its own way. If there is a space for a leak in your house, I don't care if you think you have your house totally air and water tight. If there is a spot, that water will find it. Well, if you have a well, that water will find it. And this chemical, they have not studied, so they have no idea what the effects are. When I made a comment on my last couple videos, you have to take a look and read them for yourself, watch the last couple videos. I don't know which one I commented on. But I said, well, let's hope that they don't start growing tails. But I was just kidding. But you know what happens when you deal with chemicals? I'm going to say the big word, cancer. Okay? That's a roughie. If you start smelling something funky in your water, you shut it down and you use bottled water or other water used to take care of what's necessary until that smell is not there. Okay? I don't know what it smells like, But I know what water should smell like. And it should smell like nothing. So if there's a smell, use your olfactory. All right? Us men, you know, women used to say that, there used to be a saying that women love kittens and this and that, yada, yada, yada. And boys love snakes and all this other stuff, whatever. And it seems like men's always sniffing stuff, you know. And I don't want to get into that, but it seems like everywhere you scratch, you stop and sniff afterwards. That's just the way a man is. If you smell something that isn't correct, and this is built in your nature, by the way, if you smell something that does not smell right, you stay away from it. That's man's nature. That's instinct that is built in you. Okay? That's instinct. So you keep an eye on your water. All you in southern Ohio, southeastern Ohio, that is close to West Virginia, and those that are in Virginia, those that are in Tennessee, North Carolina, even all the way down into South Carolina, Georgia. Listen, the stuff spreads that way. Why? Because the Mississippi runs that way. The water tables run that way. So you keep track of this, because once it's out of the city water system, the government's going to say everything's fine and clear. And all you that are on farms and outside the cities and have your own wells, they're not going to give a crap. And they'll no longer monitor. That's the bad part. So I hope that you with wells are watching this. And if you know somebody that has a well in those areas, tell them to watch this video, because it's a warning. You don't want to drink this stuff. Nobody knows the effects. Okay? It's bad enough we're drinking chlorine in the city water, but nobody knows the effects of this chemical. Okay? All right. Doc's got your back. God bless. Take it easy and be safe and use wisdom.